Hello, Gary, champion psychic medium, with a little hopefully wisdom for you. That isn't a correct sentence, is it? Well, what do I care? What the hell? Um, those of you who are working on your psychic abilities, your mediumistic abilities, um, I think a lot of you have it wrong, and I'm here to maybe give you a little clue, especially during this quarantine, which really isn't a quarantine here. I don't know what it is, other places maybe, but streets are full of people, not afraid. Um, when you meditate, when you begin to give readings, when you are learning the craft of whatever this is, and I'm not sure what it is, I've always had it. I always say I didn't earn it. I just woke up one morning and had it because my grandmother died. It's just that simple. I don't have any, I can't hold up a degree and say I studied. Didn't. But the one thing that seems universal is that those who do not make it from the normal world to the paranormal, psychic medium, psychometry, all those things I've been demonstrating world, is that they suffer from excessive thinking. Now, in my lifetime, no one's ever accused me of overthinking anything. It's a good thing because it'd be a lie. I don't think much. I'm not trying to figure out what's going on. It comes to you if you can learn to turn your brain off. Excessive thinking occupies your brain, your conscious brain, with something to do, and that tends to block out um, messages from the other side. There you go. That's as simple as it is. Could end this video now and probably be okay with it. How do you how do you shut these everyday thoughts off? In the beginning, I was quite mediumistic, and a period of time came where I did manage to shut it off. Even I don't think I consciously did it. It just went away. And this is, like 13, 14, 15, somewhere in there. And then I started wanting to do it again. And I discovered I couldn't because my brain was full of excessive thinking. So, I had to do laundry or whatever. I had to do homework. I had to mow the lawn. I had all these lists of things that I had to do swirling around my head, just like you have them. You're too present in the normal or real world to really be listening to the other side. So in the beginning, I would go do all those items. I'd mow the lawn, I'd do this, I'd clean up my room, whatever. And I'm a kid now, but I would do everything that I had to do on my list for that day, go to school, whatever. And once everything was done, I really didn't have anything else to think about. So my mind was pretty much blank. And the more of that I did, pretty soon my mind became blank most of the time, not part of the time. I tell a story about Mrs. Stewart, my second grade teacher, who came over and whacked me on the side of the head one day. Where are you at? Or something like that. I couldn't answer because I wasn't in the class. I wasn't listening. I wasn't daydreaming. I was really listening to the other side. And when you're in a room full of kids, there's a lot of voices there. There's what's coming out of their brains, telepathic information, and their psychic medium information. Everybody has somebody around them that wants to tell them something. A guide or a grandmother or somebody is always trying to tell them something. Well, I was the only one listening. So I would get that flood of information, one after the other, after the other, after the other. But I found if I could empty my brain of all the things I thought I had to do, then there was nothing left to do but listen. And that opened it up because you begin to feel things and understand things and see things that you don't before because they know you're listening. They'll recruit you to help other people and to help yourself if you let them. That's the goal. The goal isn't a mountain of money or at the end of the rainbow. It's not a bigger house. It's not a car. It's and those things can be included, but that's not their function. That they don't care whether you got a car to drive or not, if you're living in a street or not. It's not that concerning for them. What they want to do is tell you how to improve your life. Years ago, I bought and sold stocks, and all I had to do was stare at a screen full of stocks, one of those stock tickers where the stocks changed all the time, and look at one, and I knew it was the one to buy. See, you didn't have to see it that time. A lot of pollen in the air. But if you get in a meditative state by clearing your mind of those things that really which don't matter, you can do that crap anytime. Then what's left is you and your guides. It's easy to listen when you don't have excessive thinking in the way of connecting. And their sole purpose is to help you improve your life. If that means a new car to you, I'm sure they're going to tell you a way to get it. If that means a new house, they're going to give you a way to find it. Yes, if you do put it out there that you want a wife or a girlfriend or a boyfriend, that does happen. I find it amazing that a lot of the stuff I get from people is, where's my man? Where's my boyfriend? Where's my house? Where's my, as though the world owes you something. You did. Where is it? It's wherever it is, always is. It's not in your hands because you're too busy thinking about yourself and overthinking and excessive thinking to listen to what they'll tell you to do in order to get the things that you want. Not to be so preoccupied with the world and COVID-19 and flu epidemics and floods and those things are normal. COVID-19 is inevitable. You look back through history, like to the I can't remember the Black Death. Probably sure further than that, millions of people died. These things come upon us. As smart as we are, we're still not smart enough to stop those things. Why? It takes forward thinking to do that. And we suffer from excessive thinking in the present. I let myself drift to the future sometimes. It's not something I do rare. It's a rare thing, but occasionally I give you readings about things I see in the future. It's not what I do, but it can be done. And knowing that the future is changeable, and you may make a prediction that it may not come true. People go, look, he was wrong. Look, you didn't get that right. Okay, yeah. The world's changeable. If things continue along a certain way, is that certain things are going to happen. It's inevitable that a disease is going to come along. It's inevitable that stupid people are going to fight over a piece of land that's not worth 50 cents. They're going to kill each other over it. It's inevitable. And we want things we shouldn't have. No, the other side's not going to provide you with instruments to hurt other people with. Don't think that's going to happen. Never known that to happen. They give you the ability to help yourself and others in a timely manner in a way which works. Even bad people get pretty good information. I was reading a mm, man one day. I mean, there's a lot of them over the years, but this one I particularly mean because he was wearing a black shirt and a black tie and a black suit, and everything was black on black on black. Now, who does that remind you of? Anyway, his name was Tony, and I, he said, I got a phone call late one night. He says, "You helped me escape death. You knew something that someone was behind me going to do something to me, and you gave me a name." And of course, I didn't remember it, but I remember the conversation because that happened in normal time. In readings, there's no really, I'm not really there. Did he call me to say? Even a bad man can get good information sometimes. Makes no sense, does it? Well, Tony had things, he needed help with, and everybody deserves a reading. That's what I say anyway. He didn't suffer from excessive thinking. He suffered from excessive violence. Perhaps excessive anything is not good for us. Just enough is probably what we should be looking for instead of excessive. Anyway, a good meditation is lack of excessive thinking. And try not to think. It can only hurt the team. Your team is you and those spirits around you. They're trying to help you get from A to B. You can see across the bridge, you can see where you need to be, but you don't have a way to get there. Their job is to kind of give you that way. If you think too much, you're going to miss the point. And doing this kind of work, don't think too much. I'm not thinking now. This is all free form. I don't have any notes. Occasionally, I have to write something over here to know what I'm talking about, but before I start, I'll write a couple of words down, but there's no plan here. This is lack of thinking. The form of this as it exists comes from the other side. I'm just expressing what I'm hearing. And I can't do anything but that. Being a medium, that's what I do. Without filters, which is sometimes a reading can be harsh or but not untruthful. Sometimes you get something from the other side rather bluntly and you pass it on bluntly and it seems harsh, but it's always true. Enough of this. I'm starting to think. No fear, no regret, no anger. Thanks for watching.